Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Bishop Lafer. I am the Marketing Developer Analyst here at IDX Broker, joined by Bao Kim, who's a marketing developer as well. He's going to be handling the chat and the questions. So if at any point you have a question, go ahead, feel free to throw it into the questions box and we'll get to it as quickly as possible. We'll also save a little bit of time at the end for any questions as well. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. Today, we're here to talk about Google Tools and IDX Broker, getting back to basics. So essentially what we're going to talk about is Google Search Console, formerly known as Webmaster Tools, and how you can use that in addition to IDX Broker to be successful in marketing your real estate website. So today we're going to go over a brief introduction to what Google Search Console is, creating a Cname or a custom domain and a subdomain, using a subdomain with IDX Broker, and then creating a property, this being a property within Google Search Console. That's what it's called when you claim your domain within Google Search Console. It's called a property. And then how to verify the ownership of your domain. How do you prove to Google that you own your website? And then some useful reports within Search Console and how to submit a sitemap. So, introduction to Search Console. It's a free suite of informative tools that provide you with valuable feedback about how your site performs in Google search results. With Search Console, you can monitor which queries cause your pages to appear in search results, how said pages rank for specific keywords, and much more. It's a direct line to Google that shows you how to make your site better. So the first step in all of this is creating a custom domain and a subdomain for your site. Before you can register the property with Google Search Console, you need to do that, and you need to do a little bit of configuration within IDX Broker as well. So I'm going to open up one of these links. What is a custom domain? All right, so this is just on our knowledge base, so support.idxbroker.com, and again, Bao's going to throw the link into the chat for you. So custom domain or subdomain is often called a Cname. A Cname record or a canonical name record is a log in a DNS or domain name server database that's used to redirect a URL, so such as www.bestrealteam.com, or a subdomain such as homes.realestate.com, the subdomain being homes in that circumstance. To register a domain, you need to use a registrar, and then to configure your domain within IDX Broker, it varies depending on who your registrar is. So I've got another support article here that kind of walks you through creating a Cname record on a name server, and then there's a bunch of the popular registrars here, so like GoDaddy, Network Solutions, HostGator, Yahoo, 1&1, Cloudflare, and Bluehost. I'm not really going to touch on this because it varies from user to user, but once you get your domain and your subdomain set up, then you'll come into Google Search Console and register a property. So when you get to Google Search Console, this is what the new Search Console looks like. And in order to add a new property, on the left-hand side over here, you'll click on Add Property, and then it'll ask you what your domain is. And so when you put this in, you want to make sure that you do HTTP and HTTPS:// and you'll also want to register www.yourdomain.com and yourdomain.com without www in the event that you use both, if your website allows for using both. And then once you register both, you can tell Google which one you prefer. So for this example, I just put https://idxbroker.com without www, but you'll need to add a property for both. And so once you've added a property, Google wants you to prove to them that you own that domain, and so they don't want to give your information out to your competitors. So in order to verify that, the default method of verification is to download an HTML file and then upload it to your website and then click the verify button. There's also a couple easier ways to do it. If you have Google Analytics and you're using the newest version of the tracking code, which is gtag.js, and it's in the head of your page, and you have edit permissions on the Google Analytics property with that Google account that you are logged into Search Console on. So whatever Google account you're using when you're logged into Search Console, so long as that Google account also has edit permissions on the Google Analytics account, then you can just click the verify button and it will verify ownership. And then likewise, if you're using Tag Manager, if you have the container snippet on your website and you have managed permission for the Tag Manager container with the same Google account that you are logged into Google Search Console with, then you can just click verify and you can verify it that way. You'll need to do a property not only for your regular domain, but also for the subdomain that you're going to use for IDX Broker. So if you have good real estate site or something like that, goodrealestatesite.idxbroker.com, so the goodrealestatesite.idxbroker.com, you'll need to register a property for that as well, along with just your regular domain. And then once you've registered your properties, then you'll get access to these reports. If you've ever wondered how many Google searches show your site, this is where you check. Your search analytics report shows just how frequently your site shows up in search queries, and then from there you can measure where your traffic comes from, like what key terms were searched when your site listed, what devices the search was made on, so it's like mobile, tablet, or desktop searches, how it changes over time, what your click-through rate is, and a bunch more. Once you're in Search Console and you've registered your property, then you'll get access to these reports. And so this is under the Performance tab on the left side. And I blocked out all the numbers on this because this is our for IDXBroker.com, and I don't want to give all this information away for free, but this is what the report would look like, except it would have numbers in here in a graph. You can filter the report by search queries, by pages. So if you want to know information for a specific page, say you've launched a marketing campaign and you've got a landing page and you want to see how well that is performing in organic search, then you can filter it by page, tell it what page you want. Also, at any time, you could just in this top bar here where the search is, inspect any URL in IDXBroker.com. You can just type your landing page in there and it'll give you a report specifically for that page alone. And then similar down here, you can filter this report as well. So the queries will tell you what queries you've listed for. The pages tell you what pages listed for the individual queries. The countries will tell you what countries your page is listed in searches. Devices being mobile, tablet, or desktop, and then search appearance is what the link looks like in the search results. And then you can filter out based on the number of clicks. So if you're looking for all the pages on your site that got more than 100 clicks in a month, then you could filter by clicks. Or if you're looking for pages that have a click-through rating higher than 3%, then you could filter by click-through rating. Or if you were looking for the pages that list first or the pages that list fourth or so, then you could filter by position. And then the most useful stuff, I think, honestly, for ranking well in organic search results would be the enhancements. For the mobile usability report, it'll tell you if you're having issues, because now Google search indexes based on mobile first. If you're having mobile usability issues, then you're not going to list very high in organic search results. So this report will tell you how many errors you have, what pages the errors are on, and what specifically the error is. So for instance, we got an error recently where the content was wider than the screen, and it was because the CSS class was missing on a div, and so it was just stretching wider than the screen. And so it was only on one page on our entire site, but we were able to discover that through this report here. And then another report that'll tell you if you have any issues with your site, like load speed, and if there's like banned content or anything like that. It will be under the manual actions, and it'll tell you exactly what the error is and what you need to do in order to fix it. And then probably the most important thing, though, that you can do in order to rank higher in organic search results would be to submit a sitemap, and that's something that you have to do through Search Console as well. So an XML sitemap is extremely valuable for boosting your SEO. Google ranks individual pages, not domains. So by submitting an XML sitemap, you're giving search engines a full list of the available pages in a simplified list format. While it's not required, it has become a best practice for SEO optimizers. So this is how you tell Google what to expect when they come crawl your website. You let them know these are the pages you can expect to find, and if they find exactly what you tell them, then it increases your page rank. So IDX Broker provides a link to your XML sitemap, and you will find that within your IDX Broker account. In middleware, you go to Designs, and then you go to Pages, and then you scroll down to where it says Sitemap right down here, where it says get the link. You click on that, and then it'll give you the link. For the IDX hosted pages, you will submit a site. This sitemap will get submitted on the property where you set up your property for your subdomain. So great property for sale2.idxbroker.com would be the property. And then you only need the last trailing little part of this. So the /IDX/sitemap is what you would copy, and then you would put here. So this would be, if I was in the correct property, it would be great property for sale2.idxbroker.com here. And so then I would just put the /IDX/sitemap and then click submit. And then Google would index that, and it would keep a record of all of your IDX broker generated pages. So that's all the listings in the MLS that you subscribe to. Also, on your other property that you would set up for just your regular domain, that's not your IDX broker hosted pages, that's just your regular website, you would also need to submit a sitemap. So if you're, for instance, using like WordPress and you have community pages that you've used, widgets, safe search widgets, to create a community page for good SEO, that page would not be included in your IDX broker hosted pages, because that is just on your domain, on your WordPress site. And so you would need to, there's a lot of, you can either go to a free sitemap generator tool, or there's plugins available for WordPress. It kind of depends on what your content management system is, but you'll need to generate another XML sitemap and submit that on your other property as well. So you need to submit both if you want to really be covering all of your bases. So that's about all I had as far as the content goes. Everything that I just covered will be sent out in a follow-up email. So if you did have any questions, you'll get all this information in an email probably within the next day or two. And also all of the links are in the chat box. So if there are no other questions, then I think that's about all I had. All right, well, thank everybody for your time. Make sure to check back at idxbroker.com/idx_webinar for more upcoming webinars. And have a great day.